That's all I'm hearing right now about Mizzou. Just nah, 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 nah. They're not going to win the East. 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 Nah, 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 nah. Well, sitting here, I see Mizzou in first place. Sure, we got creamed by Georgia, and Georgia's is better than us. I'm not even gonna say probably they are clearly, but they choked against Florida. Actually, no, they didn't choke because like choking means that game had to been within striking distance. They got dominated against Florida. Um, they got beat by a South Carolina team that's 4-5. Yeah, we lost to Indiana. I gave my reasons, no excuses for that loss. Obviously, looking ahead to South Carolina, didn't play your best, and you lose to a horrible Indiana team. And then this is going to sound like a cop out. To be fair, Indiana did lose their starting quarterback 3 weeks ago. Tevin Coleman is rated the third best running back in the country, so let's be honest about that. Yeah, there's still no excuse. So don't get me on. Don't like take it like, oh well, no. That's still embarrassing, and I still hate thinking about that game. And we get dominated by Georgia, but that's our only SEC loss. And last year, I remember after we lost South Carolina and we had to win out, we had to beat Tennessee, Kentucky, Ole Miss, and Texas A&M. Everyone's like, well, you're not going to beat Tennessee because you just don't have the you don't have the energy after that heartbreaking loss to South Carolina. We go out, we run for over 300 yards. Then everyone's like, oh, Kentucky, you'll beat them because they were not as good as they are this year. And then we had a bye week, and all I heard throughout that bye week and going into the next week from Bleacher Report, Saturday Down South, ESPN, CBS Sports, NBC Sports, all these websites, I'm just seeing, well, Mizzou has no chance against Ole Miss. Ole Miss is on fire. They've won 4 in a row. They just beat LSU. They have no chance. We go in there, we run for over 250 yards, and we beat them. And we hold them to 10 points, and we beat them. And then throughout the entire next week, I hear, oh, you guys won't beat Johnny Football. Even though they just lost to LSU, they're going to play fired up. You won't beat Johnny Football at home. You won't do it. You just can't do it. You're not going to win the East. Lo and behold, we go out and beat Johnny Football. Under Gary Pinkel, Mizzou's record in November has been fantastic. And again, like I said last night, these are 3 winnable games. But there are also 3 games Mizzou could lose. I mean, let's be honest. Like Uncle Lou has a fair point. Every time he says this, we lost to Indiana. When you lose to a team like Indiana, you have a chance to lose every game you play. So, but they are 3 winnable games. I mean, Arkansas clearly is not as good as not Arkansas. Excuse me. Texas A&M is not as good as everyone thought they were. And Tennessee's looking better, but South Carolina gets scored on by everyone except us. So, but to be fair, sorry, love Blues game. But try to collect my thoughts. Mizzou has won 8 games in a row on the road, starting with last year. You had Indiana, Vanderbilt, Georgia, Kentucky, Ole Miss. And this year you have Toledo, Florida, South Carolina. So that's 8 in a row on the road. A number of them in hostile environments and tough games. So Pinkel and these seniors know how to win in these kind of situations. Again, not coming out right now and saying, oh, we're going to win these, because it's still very close. Now, shit. Oh, my God. Georgia's got it tough, too. Kentucky is better at home, so that's no cakewalk for the Dogs. I do expect them to win. Auburn, they'll get Gurley back, but, it's still going to be a tough game. I personally hope you guys do beat Auburn, because thanks, mister, I hate your team, too. I can't stand Auburn anymore. Like, last year was a nice story, and, I was rooting for them in the national championship, and even after we lost to them in the SEC championship, I wasn't bitter. I mean, I was upset, but I wasn't like, fuck Auburn. No, I was like, oh, congratulations. You can even see my video. I was like, congratulations. But, I mean, Auburn is just, oh, my God. I kind of hope Mississippi State wins the West just because they're that program that never wins. Sort of like Mizzou was before 2007. Um, but I'm just so sick of hearing, yeah, you're not going to win East, you're not going to win East. I hear this. I heard this last year, and I heard it this year. Give the team a chance. I mean, they got a bye week. Then they go into A&M, who's still gonna have Kyle Allen at quarterback. Now, Kyle Allen is a great talent. He might be good in 2 or 3 years, but he's not good right now. He struggled against Louisiana Monroe. You know what Kentucky did to Louisiana Monroe? I think it was like 48-16. They destroyed them. And Lexington is not the environment. Not the environment College Station is. Arkansas, that'll be tough. Their rushing attack is great. And like Georgia, I think they can neutralize what Shane Ray and Marcus Golden do best, which, of course, is rush passer. That's a game where the defensive tackles will have to step up. Unfortunately, guys like Harold Brantley, Matt Hoke have stepped up these last couple weeks. But so that's going to be, actually, out of the three, I actually think that's going to be our toughest one, even though Tennessee does look a lot better with Dobbs at quarterback. That's what you guys are supposed to do on here is tell me why we won't win anything. But, I mean, give the team a chance. We lost to Indiana, and we're still finding ways to win. Georgia, you lost to South Carolina and Florida. Okay, we beat South Carolina and Florida, so that's why we're ahead of you. I mean, to be quite frank, that's why we're ahead of you. You did beat us. I mean, in that game, I'm gonna still give you all the props in the world for that game. Can't excuse a 34-0 loss at home, even to a team as good as Georgia supposedly was at the time, and supposedly still is. I mean, one loss doesn't make your entire season. One loss does not make your entire season. I repeat, one loss does not make your entire season and make out what your team is. Do I have to repeat that again? One loss does not make out what your entire season is. One more time? No. So, and I'm talking more about the Indiana game, not the Georgia game. So, I have a question. And give me an honest answer. Really do. Don't be like, well, it's not going to happen. Just give me an honest answer. Georgia fans, how will you react if Mizzou wins the East? Because I really want to know. You did beat us badly, and so I want to know because that seems to happen quite a lot lately. Teams that beat up the eventual winner beat on the eventual. I mean, 2012, South Carolina beat you guys, and then you eventually won the division after they lost to Florida and LSU. Last year, South Carolina, of course, beat Mizzou, and then we went on to the SEC championship. So tell me, how are you guys going to react if we do make it? No, don't be like, oh, you won't, because just imagine that we beat these three teams, or you guys lose to Auburn, or something kooky happens. Just what are you going to do if we win the division? And if you don't want to answer that question, answer me this: what if you guys lose to Auburn? We lose 2 out of the next 3 games. That we lose Arkansas and Texas A&M, and Florida wins the division. Now tell me how you feel. All right, I'll talk to you guys later. I just wanted to make this quick video because it's really been bugging me. I wanted to talk about it. You guys make some great points on why Mizzou won't win the division, and that's what you guys are supposed to do on here. I wanted to really ask those 2 questions at the end. MIZZOU, go Tigers. I'll talk to you later.